Welcome on to Let's Get It, where we attack today's local and national hottest sports topics. I'm your host, Randy Dutkin, and let's get after it.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Let's Get It. I'm your host, Randy Dutkin, along with co-host and producer Jason Bryce, and always co-host Coach Marcus Bullock. Coming to you on a rainy, little dismal Sunday, but we got a lot to get into today. We're going to get into the NBA Finals, and of course, I can't let it go. Get into the red-hot Philadelphia Phillies, a little discussion about that. And you know what? I want to get into a little hockey talk, too, because playoff hockey is phenomenal. But before we get into anything, as always, Coach, how you doing this morning?
I'm doing well. All's good. The weather stinks today, but
Yes.
it's all right. I finished Ozark last night.
It's not over, is it? It can't end like that.
I think it's over.
It can't end that way.
You know what it reminds me of? And I don't know if you guys watch. It's just like Sopranos.
I don't remember the end of.
Okay, well, I'm gonna interrupt both of you guys because I'm really just got on the Ozark bandwagon not too long ago.
Yeah, I'm not gonna give it away.
You know,
it's just like,
it doesn't matter because I know I'm still gonna watch it. But
it's just like Sopranos, where it's like there could be more, or it could be done.
Be done. Okay. So I don't remember the end of Sopranos.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
But no, Ozark was
really good.
It was good, man.
It's really good.
It was
really good. So
that's what I did last night. But yeah, everything's going well.
Jay, how about yourself?
Doing well. Was tired, but I was able to get some rest. It's not the rain. It seems like it makes you sleep better.
Sure.
Oh, absolutely.
It's just a shame you can't open the window because then if you open the window, then you got the AC going out, and it ain't that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah.
I like a nice cool breeze and rain. I could probably sleep
like an October rain.
Yeah, I mean it could be October or it could be now or whatever.
No, October rain.
Yeah, I don't just wait to it could be any month. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, I'm doing well. Doing good. It's my first week being 46. Let me tell you something. I tell the kids this all the time. Getting older is hard. It's painful. And I'm going to tell everybody that. It's painful. Because, you know what? And I was saying this last night. It's like that midlife. It's like when you turn 50, that's like the beginning of really being old. Your 40s is like the end of you being young.
It's a good way to put it.
You know what I'm saying? So once I cross that, anything over 5 and up rounds up to the, you know what I'm saying?
Unfortunately.
Yeah. So now it's like I'm like the plane is landing on the youth, and then it'll be taken off to official old head. Now, you can't say you 50. I mean, even though 50 is still young in the grand scheme of things, right? But you don't hear you can't say, yo, he's 50. Oh, yeah, that's a young man. Nah, you're not young, dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're not young. So it's been like a little transitional week, man. You know what I'm saying? Because 46 is, wow, first of all, I thank God, but like, wow. Especially when sometimes inside myself, I still feel like I'm 16.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And want to be out there like I'm 16. Right?
and then realize that you're older.
I'm older.
Yeah.
So it comes with a lot of changes though. You know what I'm saying? The change getting older, and that's when you gotta like really like assess.
I think I remember your 39th birthday.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Well, I guess I met you when I was 37, I think. Or 38, somewhere around there. Right?
2014.
Right. So I was about 38 years. 38. So now I'm 46, man. It's all good though.
Yeah, Phil says he's boarding his new flight also.
Oh, okay. Hey, that's right.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And I know he still thinks he's 16 sometimes. So I know.
No, it's like, I don't know. It's the, but then you realize like, damn, like I'm close like 4 years. I'm about to be 50. Ouch. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, yeah, we gotta, the plane's gotta track and adjust a little bit. We gotta make some changes.
Ease up on the pedal coast a little more.
Oh yeah, we gotta make some changes. We gotta make sure that every airport we're landing is a destination place.
Yeah, so. and it's funny. And then, now, life is just starting to mold a little bit for me.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean,
you know,
yeah.
so
yeah.
I'm just saying, you know.
Yeah, congratulations.
Oh, thank
of
you.
course,
Thank
know
you.
what I'm saying?
Thank you.
So that's going to be definitely a new takeoff.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And, there'll be some beautiful sights.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing. I know.
No matter where the plane's traveling, it's still beautiful sights. You know what I'm saying? Overall.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. Like you said, when the time does come, with things going on, I can't wait to be a dad. I really can't. I'm excited about that. That's no acknowledgement.
That's definitely not where I thought you were going.
Yeah, that came out. Actually, you know what, Coach? That's going to require a little further analyzation.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
That's no.
I can't left field.
That's no disclosure. But I'm saying, like,
I'm just saying though. We're like, okay, yeah, he's going, and then he went. We're like,
Whoa.
wait a minute.
Where'd you think I was going with it?
Okay, well, we say congratulations, so we thought we were in that
Talking
realm.
about weddings.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
we're right
I know,
there.
but I'm saying with the different I'm saying different stages like that.
See, and another clue talking about stages. See, now I don't know.
Well, no, there's no.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know.
There's no secret analyzation.
I don't know. Okay, let's
No
all
secret
Yeah,
analyzation.
that's all good.
So no secret analyzation at all. But no, I mean, it's
You're gonna hear about that one.
Oh yeah, no, I know. I was gonna say. I mean, let's see. Oh no, nothing yet. But no. But
It's coming. Coming.
so,
Navigation. That's my word to you.
navigation.
Navigation.
Really
understand navigation.
Yeah.
Some of us do good at it. Some of us, like me, I'm good, but then I lose course sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But because but yeah, navigation. That's the key word.
Okay.
Navigate.
All right, we'll navigate it. Well,
Oh, come on, Tony. You know what I'm saying?
What's
come
that?
on. See, this is where this is the problem I'm
see,
talking
here
about
we go.
with the
well,
Philly
Tony brought it
fans.
up, and listen,
You know what I'm saying?
You can't go to deny it. I'm going to jump right into it, Tony. I'm glad you brought it up. The Phillies 9-0 since Girardi's been gone. It's
Right.
been unbelievable.
Hey, but you knew they was gonna have a win streak.
The thing, I knew they had a win streak, but if you told me they were going to go 9-0, I would not have bought into that at all.
Yeah, I mean,
But
listen.
the thing is this with the team, it's not like I still think that this is just one of those runs, and every season they have one of these runs where they, like even last year they went on a 7-game win streak, and then they have their 6 and 8 game win streak. But since Girardi's been gone, it's just been, you can tell that they're having so much more fun, and that's a huge part of winning is having fun.
Mhm.
I don't know. Like I said, the thing with Girardi was, I just felt like he had such a lack of apathy at that point. Didn't really care. Like we talked about it before on other shows that and Tony brought up a good point. And of course, we go 9-0. The Braves are 10-0. But I'm not even really worried about that right now. I'm worried about the Phillies focusing on getting back to where they need to be. But with Girardi, he just his responses in the post-game press conferences and everything like that, he just was going through the motions. You could tell he just didn't want to be here anymore. And now with the opportunities that the younger guys are getting, that was one of the issues that people and the fans were upset about, was Girardi was so keen on the same lineups and using the same older players. And that was what it was. Like, he would never use these young guys, and these young guys are now coming in and they're playing well.
Yes, until there's film on them, and I'm saying, like, I'm not taking away from it.
No,
Okay,
no,
I
I
don't
understand.
want to take away from him. But and I brought up an interesting point to you guys. I think I did on Friday, or whenever we were talking about it, because Coach, you brought it up, right?
Yeah.
On Friday, right?
Yeah.
So I'm curious to know, like, how teams respond once their manager or coach is fired. You know what I'm saying? Teams usually respond with win streaks.
Yeah.
So it's just, they're just doing what they normally do. Like, so you're supposed to respond.
Yeah. I mean, that's what we're saying too.
Rarely have you ever said somebody gets fired and the team don't respond and play better.
No,
You know what I'm
because
saying?
normally they're
Because
getting.
they're taking it on themselves as though, like, damn, like, yo, I just got him fired.
Well, the Angels manager got fired and they lost their next 3.
Well,
That's a good point.
So I wonder where they were before he got fired.
No, they had lost 12 in a row.
Oh, wow. They lost
Yeah.
3. Okay. Well, there's always,
Why
there's always
do you-
exceptions.
Why do you think? So here's what I think. when you fire your manager in the middle of the season,
Mm-hmm.
more times than not, there are expectations, right? Usually a bad team, like a team that's just going to be at the bottom of the league, isn't firing their manager.
Like the Sixers that during the process, right? They didn't fire.
Right, they didn't fire Brett Brown.
Yep.
But when you do that, there's expectations. So you should have a decent. I'm not saying it's a great team. You should have a decent team.
Yeah, you should be able to perform better than what you are, right?
So why do you think? Because I agree with you. When a manager gets fired, usually something positive happens.
Yes.
Quickly, immediately, and then they kind of like figure it out. They level off to wherever they're actually going to be.
Right.
Why is that?
I think it's because of a player will take blame. You know, if a player is a good player and you know that, okay, this coach got fired because of how the team performed, then the conversation in that locker room amongst those players can be like, yeah, his ass is out of here. It was all his fault. Excuse me. His behind is out of here. It's all his fault. XYZ, right? Like
Navigation.
I don't think players say that. I think they more like, Dad, we got to do better. We got to step up. We got to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's what happens. And then every player says, you know what? They look inside themselves. That's the only reason why they fired him, right?
Maybe.
They fired the coach and the manager because they're like, this team is underperforming. I want to send a sign, not just to, they don't fire him. It's not strictly just about Girardi. That wasn't just about Girardi. That was putting everybody in check.
It was, but at the same time too.
He became the sacrificial lamb.
He did, but at the same time too. Like, I mean, he was just making managerial moves that you just didn't understand. And I mean, look, we talked about it before with athletes, and I want to go back to Phil brought up a good point. We talked about it on Friday. I did. I do have to say, like, their part of the schedule now has been a little easier. People are talking about the Brewers series. They didn't face the two top pitchers for the Brewers during that series. So, I mean, there has been a little bit of a trickle down effect from that.
Hold on. I disagree.
Okay.
I disagree. Like the Angels, I'll give you the Angels. The Angels had lost 9 in a row when they played them. The Brewers are 33-25 right now. So they're better than the Phillies.
Yes.
So when the Phillies beat them, I don't care who you face. Like, all 33 of those wins aren't coming from those two pitchers.
That's a good point.
Other pitchers are beating people. Then they play the Diamondbacks. The Diamondbacks are what? 28-32. That's better than what the Phillies were before this thing started.
Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, what's happening is that
I like this.
It is finally being revealed. This is your team, coach.
No, I'm a Phillies fan. No. I just don't like, and I'll do this for any team. I don't like when people say, "Oh, it's about who they're playing," because and that's in any sport. Like, I don't think it's like, that's not like, people are doing it with the Warriors. I don't mean to switch subjects, but like, oh, Ja was hurt. They didn't have to face the Suns. Blah blah blah.
Right,
but they still had to.
They still had to play.
You just play who you play. Like, you can't control that.
Yeah.
So I don't think that as a reason or an excuse, because before they fired Girardi, and I'm not saying it was all Girardi's fault, they could have lost. What are we at 9-0? They could have been 0-9 and nobody would have thought anything of it.
Right.
Okay.
So I mean, I don't think that's a good indication of who they're playing. I don't think that's fair.
Well, I think only reason why I agree is because it's a fact that they didn't really play like top level teams. So I mean, so it's, one could say it like, hey, listen, it's just putting it out there that, hey, listen, that's a fact. You didn't really play, top level teams. You played, maybe a middle of the road. And that's what that 33-25, kind of middle of the road. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of where the Phillies.
They're not a middle of the road team. I'm just saying middle 33-25, they were, the top team in their division. I'm just saying.
The Yankees?
Yankees are on fire.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So I'm just, what's the Mets?
Mets are top team too.
Yankees are 43-16.
Mets are what, 33-25?
39-22, not far off.
Okay. Listen.
Maybe we'll go back to a Subway series. Like,
here's what I think. The fact that Phillies is high is definitely due to the firing of Girardi. That's what executives do. They say, you know what? We got to figure out who somebody got to take the fall, and this is going to be a sign to the rest of the troops. And that's just what it is. And that's what Girardi had to go, because whatever his voice or whatever, it wasn't enough to inject some positiveness, or you know what I'm saying, some positivity. So what did they do? They fired Girardi, and now you're getting some results. But you can't stand on that. Like, you can't pull out cigars and say, oh yeah, you know, everything is good. No, because that's what's supposed to happen. 9 times out of 10,
it is.
You fire somebody from the job. You know, you see it all the time. You work a job, right? You got this one person that's just, they still got a job, but you don't know how they still got a job, but they bring the whole team down. Once they get rid of that person, yo, everybody is back on point, because they like, yo, they not, this is what the worker's saying. Yo, I'm doing my stuff because they not playing. You know what I'm saying?
No, I get that.
They not playing.
The only thing I do have to say, though, too, is, and I mean, this may be, like I said, easier now that that Girardi's out of town, but they were saying that, like, I know Castellanos had said that he had 2 conversations with Girardi the entire time he was here. And that, you know, that was something that, you know, as players, they felt zero connection with Girardi. I know it's early on, and obviously with winning, it's easy to have conversations with your coach. But they said even when Thompson was, on the bench, he was always kind of had the pulse of the players. He had conversations with them. You know, the other thing too is that what he's doing so far is he's been consistent as far as lineups. He's been putting guys in the same position every night. And we talked about it on the other show. When you have consistency, it makes it easier to get into some kind of groove and rhythm. So
for sure. And when you like your coach, or even better word, respect your coach.
Yes, that's better.
You're going to play better, because, you know, it's you don't have to like your coach per se, but if you respect him and know that he has what's your best interest in mind, then you're going to fight for him. But when you don't have that respect, then that just doesn't happen. And you're that's when selfishness comes in. You start just worrying about yourself, and then that's when the whole team thing goes out the window.
Yeah, it is. I mean, like you say, we got a long way to go. I mean, I said the fact that I know you were saying the other day was that, well, Tony said once Gene comes back, what happens with Stott?
Right, who are these players? Who are they? Who's Gene? Who's Stott?
Well, you have Gene Segura.
Who's these?
I mean, Gene Segura, and you have the young kid Bryson Stott, and he's been one of the higher prospects that's finally gotten a chance to play and doing well. I mean, I think at this point, you look at it. I mean, I would put Stott at shortstop, and I put Gene at second base. Utilize DD where you can.
I don't even know who these people are. So, I don't know. I mean,
if they're not Aaron Judge.
No. I mean, listen, we got more than Aaron Judge. I mean, listen.
I mean, Giancarlo hasn't gotten hurt yet, so.
Okay. Well, I mean, listen. Hey, listen. It's all good. I'm just hoping all of these Phillies reach into the inner Richie Ashburn and bring home. Keep playing well and bring home some hardware. That's what we want, right?
Yeah. We will, but we'll listen. We just need a playoff berth. That's what we need. We need a playoff berth.
I put money at no.
I would have to go no too. As much as I love them.
How many teams make the playoffs?
Well, this year they added another wild card. So you got 7 teams make the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm saying no to that.
So is leader in every division? Leader in the next 4?
You have the leader in every division. Then you have the second place team in every division. Then they'll have the wild card. So it'll be, or is it 8 this year? I have to double check. So.
Either way, I'm saying no. You don't make it. You don't do it.
They'll be in the race.
They're going to be in the race, but we'll see. I mean, Tony says Aaron Judge MVP. Well,
Oh yeah, I know. I mean, that's right. I mean, he recognizes.
Judge is a monster. I mean, Aaron Judge is a monster.
Just a player. That's all. He's just a player. Just a player. I don't look at him as he's a monster. He's a good player.
He's a monster. How do you not look at him as a monster?
Again, I was talking about a little bit Friday. You know what I'm saying? When you've won championships, you know what I mean? You kind of like, okay, you're kind of easy with it though. All right, he's a good player. You know what I mean? You don't get too high, you don't get too low. Because guess what? Come the playoffs, if he don't perform, he sucks.
Okay.
Straight up. He sucks.
Fair.
Like what you do in the regular season is good money, but if you don't produce in the like Matisse, when we switching to basketball, Matisse was great, right? Oh yeah, I feel like his defense. Oh my God, Matisse. Come Come to find out, he never could recover from the whole little, not being boosted and vaccinated.
Mm-hmm.
He was horrible. You got to work on your game, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's all good.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing too. I mean, it all depends on the market, and you're right. I mean, like the Yankees fans, they're excited to be in first place, but they're focused on what do you do in October. That's
All the time.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, like you said, as a Phillies fan base, right now we're yearning for the playoff berth. If we get back into the playoffs, then we're excited about it.
Right.
It is different expectations. I will agree with that.
Yeah, that's all.
But the thing is, with this core and the money that they're spending, like this year, you want to see the playoffs. But the ultimate goal, like if this team doesn't necessarily win a title, then it's a failure. So
what, the Yankees you're talking about?
No, I'm talking about even like with this Phillies team right now, with the money that they've laid out. If they don't at least make it a World Series appearance, it's a failure.
Well, I didn't.
I mean,
this are two things, and you're just throwing shockers today.
Well,
the first one earlier, and then now you're talking about this one. I'm like, so you're saying that this is a World Series team?
I'm not saying particularly this season, unless they make some other moves. But I think for this season, you got to make the playoffs first. You got to crack through that threshold, right? Mm-hmm. But within the next 2-3 seasons, if they don't make a playoff, if they don't make a World Series appearance, it's a failure.
Okay, all right. So you switch some language up a little.
Yeah, no, not this season. I'm not saying World Series a failure this year. No playoffs this year is a significant failure.
Well, then you fail because there ain't gonna be no playoffs.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll
see.
You're not making the playoffs. You're not making the playoffs. We'll see. In second place?
Third.
In third? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So, it's early though.
I say I for some reason I say I'm looking at a 5-game losing streak coming real soon.
Now you're just throwing shots. No reason for that.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
You're just throwing shots.
Listen, I'm not throwing shots because I don't hold no bones. I don't like the Phillies like that. They suck.
There you go.
Listen,
it's amazing how
and I like
must have been that whatever those lines was in those lines. I think I heard you say I like the Phillies.
I did say
that. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I was gonna say whatever was in those lines, a little extra.
Right. But I'll be honest with you. I say the Phillies suck. And I like the team because I know you love them.
I do.
And it's wonderful to see you go through like your coping strategies when you're like, well, we didn't really have any expectations. We didn't this, that. You know what I'm saying? I like to see you go back and forth.
The process. The stages of grief.
Yeah. But I mean, I'll go back. I don't have no beef against the Phillies like that. Only that I know you really love them. So then it brings me joy.
I know you enjoy
messing with you.
I know.
See, I'm getting better. I was about to say a curse word.
Yeah. That's good because you're really doing well with the navigation.
That's right.
The biggest thing for the Phillies is going to be when they lose that next game.
Yes. Okay.
How they respond after that.
I agree.
If it goes to a 5-game losing streak, then they got to make major changes. But if they can just kind of figure out who they are from there, they're winning some, they're losing some, they're right in the mix. Right. Then I think
the pitching is suspect.
I mean, it can be. I mean,
it can be. You only have 2.
Well, no, I wouldn't say that. I mean,
before last year, you said they only had 1.
I know, but now I'm saying, you got Wheeler, and you got Nola.
Yeah.
Who do you have besides that?
Kyle Gibson, Suarez. They're again, but the thing is, we have exactly what most teams have, and that is 1 or 2 solid pitchers, and then the rest of the guys are middle of the road.
How's your bullpen and your closer?
Well, the closer sucks. Knebel sucks. Because I don't understand. All the guy does is throw fastballs. And unless you're throwing over 100 miles an hour, everybody can hit a fastball. So, we'll see. But, I mean, like I said, Phil made a good point, too, going back to it. You look at the National League compared to the American League, and it's just night and day, because you look at the Yankees division, you got everyone there. So, but I mean, we'll see.
Still 2 pitches, Tony. I mean, I don't know who.
I mean, like I said, you got
Suarez, Gibson.
But again,
Wheeler and Nola.
And Nola. But again, you need to see. I mean, and this is down the line, but you need to see what Nola gives you in August and September. He's been a big struggle come August and September.
Who, Nola?
Yes.
Well, I mean, sometimes when you're having to carry the whole staff the whole year long, I mean, sometimes you do wear down. You shouldn't, but you do.
Right, but I mean, if you're as good as people want to make you out to be, you have to be able to perform in August and September.
That is true.
So
That's true.
but we'll see. I mean, like I said,
That's true. How many times Philly's made the playoffs since Nola's been there?
0.
Okay. No,
0. We have not made the playoffs since 2011.
So he don't know. He to perform in the playoffs, you got to be able to at least have some experiences. Look at what the Celtics are doing. The Celtics damn near look like they could win the title. They're not, but they look like they could, right?
I think they're going to.
Nah, I don't think so. But I mean, they've been there before. Like this ain't Tatum's first rodeo,
Right.
It's not Browns either. They've had some experiences to. And Coach, you talked about it a couple of shows ago about how you know, and it's not what you said as far as like getting your foot in the water. I'm just gonna use that reference, but you got to kind of like have an experience to then kind of see how it's going to go. Rarely do we see somebody that they first time. I mean, Dwayne Wade, right? I guess he won his first time there.
Yeah.
But he had a lot of veterans behind him, though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think there's still growing pains that got to be, determined,
Yeah, I mean, going like kind of just transitioning over anyway to that whole series. I mean, I believe it's going to go 7 games. That's my thought process. I think, but I mean, it's been a phenomenal series, and obviously Game 5 coming up tomorrow night. What's your thoughts? What's your immediate? What's your initial takes on the series, Coach? Like, where we're at right now with the 2-2.
I think the Warriors are lucky it's 2-2. I think Steph has been playing it's unbelievable how well he's playing. And I think the rest of the Warriors, I mean, you talk about carrying a team, I think he's carrying them every game. And I don't know how sustainable that is. And that's what has me worried about it. And let's not get to it. I want the Warriors to win badly. But I don't know if that's sustainable over the next 3 games for them to win 2 more games. I'm very impressed with Boston and how deep they are. And what I mean by deep, not the amount of players they have, but the amount of quality players they have. When they sub, they don't lose much. Bringing in Derek White, bringing in Grant Williams, like those guys, it's not like there's no difference.
And they're getting stronger as the series goes. I mean, like Robert Williams, he was coming off the knee injury, right, and now he's kind of back to himself, which has been a huge boost for them.
And then back to like what you were just saying, Jay, I think Jordan Poole's a perfect example of that. He's never been on this stage before.
Right.
And it's different. It's not the same as those 82 games. It's not the same as playing
That's right.
The Nuggets or whatever it was.
Right.
This is different. I think he's seeing that, and he's costing himself some money too.
Now Tony brought up a good point, and I'm agree with those sentiments that Clay's got it. I mean, Clay played all right, but I say we because I want the Warriors to win. They gotta if their shooting is on, Boston has nothing for them. But if they're not, and Clay's not Clay, the series is going to be determined by Monday's game. Monday's game will determine the series. It always does. The Game 5.
So I agree. I think Boston wins. It's over in 6.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think if Golden State wins, it's going to come down to Game 7. That's just what I think.
That's a good point of view.
But I agree. Clay's had quarters where he gets hot, like the 4th quarter in Game 4.
Right.
I think it was the 3rd quarter in Game 3, whatever it was. But he's got to be, and he's pressing. He's trying. Yeah. He's trying to do it.
Yeah.
It's just not, shots aren't going in. So I think he's going to be the difference if he can get it going, or they need somebody else to get it going. And I think the only person that really can be is Clay. I mean, Wiggins is playing solid.
Yeah, I mean, he had a great game.
But he's not going to get you 25.
Right.
He's doing too much other
And I don't
stuff.
think he's going to do what he did the other night. He's not with the 17 and 16. I don't think
I think that's him.
I think he can do that only because he's super athletic and he's the 3rd guy. So they're not expecting, they're not game planning for him as much. So I think he's going to be able to.
Do you think that Draymond and his lack of effectiveness is obviously we're seeing more of an impact on the Warriors than You thought like you
I don't know. I like the pass he made to what's that, Looney or
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I don't know. I mean, I still Draymond's gonna be okay. You know what I'm saying? I actually see him playing great in the next game. We haven't really seen we saw the greatness of the Warriors. What was that? Was that game 2? I think it was game 2, right? Yeah. When it was still kind of nip and tuck. I walked away. I wasn't away for long. I came back. They were up 19 that quick.
Yeah.
See, we haven't seen those spurts. Now, what we did see, though, is them grind out a victory. Because they were down in that fourth quarter.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
They were down.
Yeah.
So we saw them grind out a victory. And Steph hit some shots.
I mean, he's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. The thing that's made Steph so good, too, and this is obviously over the last few years, the way that he's got himself in shape.
Yeah.
He's able to take such a more beating than he used to. I mean, he's got to put on probably 15 to 20 pounds of muscle since he came into the league.
Yeah.
And that's been a huge factor in him being able to be as durable as he is.
Yeah, I just think that, like I said, that was a great game. I was like, wow, Steph is no joke, And Boston, listen, if Smart hits those shots, and it's like Horford just, I don't know if Horford would ever play any greater than how he's been playing this year.
He played game 1. That was his best game ever.
Right.
And speaking of Horford, did you see the shots that the Horford family taking at Philly since he's been gone?
No.
Well, his sister's always.
Oh my God. She was like, even when Al was in Philly, we were still rooting for Boston because that's where our heart was. And just take
it. Really was, though.
Yeah. Shut up.
He just took the money. But back to Draymond. Draymond just has to play the game.
And
not get in foul trouble, not get the technicals, not get all the Dwight Howard type stuff.
Right. That's
just
funny.
play the game, and that's when he's effective. Even in the last game, I think he had 2 points. I think he had 9 rebounds, 8 assists, something like that. Like that's what you're gonna get from him. But if he's on the court, he's effective.
Yes.
Right.
But when he's worried about the other stuff, that I don't think he's gonna play any worse. So I mean, I think that's great for the Warriors that he's not gonna play worse.
And that was kind of the point. What I'm making too is that when he's on the court and his effectiveness is being on the court, his most effective attribute is being on the court, right? Because he still is able to get into the other players' heads. He's still able to be effective on defense and on offense. So I mean, it's going to be a great game 5. I was laughing the other day when you have I forgot even Andre Iguodala was still on the team. You see him there as like the assistant coach.
Yeah. And they put him. I don't know why. I'm happy they're not playing him anymore. But with game 1, they put him out there so much. He just doesn't have it, and that's okay. Just know your role.
Right, and that's the thing, though. Even as a veteran, being like, okay, this is my role, is to coach up these young kids. That's just as important as when I was Finals MVP.
Right. Yeah, he's like a Udonis Haslem now. For sure. He's in that stage. He's in that stage now.
Yeah,
absolutely. But
I still don't like Boston. I respect their players, but it's just the history of why I can't get behind Boston. You know what I mean? But they play good, tough D. I like Ime Udoka. I think he's going to be a good coach. I don't know if Boston comes back next year with the same thing. I don't know that. But they're gonna be okay. They're gonna be okay.
Yeah, I mean, I look at it too, and I know that this is why we always bring it back to the Sixers.
Mm-hmm.
And you just look at like these teams, these elite teams, and I still think to myself how far away the Sixers are from being.
I think really what it was is that you have Embiid that can get his own shot. So you thought we were getting Harden that can get his own shot, but he can't, at least because of that version of Harden. So if he comes back in shape and he does whatever, I still don't think it works with him. I still think you need somebody else to, you know what I'm saying? You need another wing that can go get your own, your own place and then surround them with decent, fill-ins. We haven't really seen them do bench work. Morey or even Elton Brand. I think Elton Brand tried to, but they need bench work. Like people off the bench, like Shake is shaky all times, right? But who's there? Who's there? Matisse is TC. You know what I'm saying? who off the bench can you rely on?
Well, and that's the thing. You don't have much.
Right. You got to go out there. You got to see. This is where the Steph Curry. You know what I mean? Those type of players. We need some other players, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We need bench players.
And again, we keep saying that, but you look at it too. It's like how many moves can you really make this offseason that's going to be such a dramatic impact? Because you're going to have to give up main pieces if you're going to pick something up, but then you're going to be kind of strapped as to what you can do for your bench. So I still think we're going to be in a situation where we're relying on guys that we know really can't fill the role to do more than they really are capable of.
I mean, you're hoping if you're the front office, I guess, that you can somehow move Tobias. I mean, I think that's the only move that really opens up
some
money
stuff,
to be able to go get other players, to be able to fill out your bench, to be able to do those things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the Sixers are so far away. It's crazy.
And Tobias didn't necessarily have like a bad year.
No, I thought Tobias.
I
thought Tobias, other than Embiid, might have been the best player in the playoffs.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, it's just like I said. I Morey really wanted Harden, and I just think I don't know. I mean, maybe he proves us all wrong and comes out in shape and, but I just, at this point in his career, I just think he's a very good point guard. So now you got to figure out what else you're going to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And Rivers needs to expand the playbook a little bit. You know what I'm saying? A little bit.
Yeah. I mean, do you still have faith in Doc to be the coach that gets us there?
Doc he's a championship coach.
I mean, I don't know when you're.
Let me just say this: be mindful that we don't want to say who he had on the. He's still a championship coach.
Okay, but you can't overlook that he had 3 Hall of Famers that he was.
I mean,
even I think what you can't overlook is the championships he did not win. Like those teams.
How many epic failures?
Those teams in LA, like there was 2 or 3 years they were supposed to do it, and they came up well short.
Yeah, but I mean, we thought they should do it, but I mean, Blake. Well, who was there? Blake, Chris Paul, and DeAndre, and JJ and Jamal Crawford. They had a nice little squad, though. They had a nice squad. They did, but they were built for Showtime. I thought. That's why Lob City is their name. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
they were built for that. You know what I'm saying? But I guess you're right though. They should have maybe done some things. But
so, I mean, I don't blame this team not being where on Doc at all. Like, I don't think this team has the roster to win anyway.
Right.
So I'm not. Yeah. I don't think no matter who you could bring whoever you want in here, this team's the way they are right now they're just not good enough.
Yeah. This is bottom line.
Tony brought up a good point about the new Adam Sandler movie that's on Netflix. I haven't had a chance
I was going to watch it. I was going to watch it last night.
I got like a half hour left to watch.
It's pretty good, I heard.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty good. And that might be the problem. All the Sixers were in it. Maybe they didn't do nothing this summer.
Yeah. Ben wasn't in it, though.
Ben and Joel were the only 2 not the only 2, but.
So I know Tobias was in it.
Tobias is in it. Matisse is in it.
I seen Maxey's
in it. That's it.
That's still core guys.
That's the team.
Yeah.
Maybe he missed his booster shot for the shooting.
Don't know. I mean, yeah. Danny Green. I mean, right. So now we have to replace Danny Green now, right? Because he's going to miss time. He said he's coming back. But he's going to miss time. Okay. Yeah. It's just, yeah.
What
we're gonna do, man.
Listen, I mean, again, it's kind of one of those things where it's way early. We'll see how it plays out. I mean, just kind of wrapping up the Warriors Celtics talk. You think who do you like in Game 5?
I'm Warriors.
Okay.
Yeah, I think this is when the Warriors start to go get some separation. I think this is a convincing win. I think because and here's why I'm saying that. Sometimes it takes a gutsy win like that.
Yeah.
So like the game. It was 2. Oh, it's 2-2 now, right? So that game, no, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I'm in my head.
Trying to navigate.
No. No. That sometimes it takes a gutsy win like that. That was a gutsy win,
Yeah.
it was. I mean,
and they were down.
yeah. I mean, that
You know
was.
what I'm saying?
But like Coach said, how much can Steph sustain this? I think he's got it for. I think he can do it enough for this series. You know,
But
Which only needs to,
but
but-
I'm saying maybe, you know what I'm saying? Maybe that maybe they get sparked. You know what I mean?
Right.
but I mean, I wouldn't be shocked either to see Boston come in and steal this game.
No, I don't see it.
So hold on. I gotta look at these scores.
Okay, all right. You know, Phil made a good point. He said Harden bamboozled the last 2 teams he
He sure
signed with.
did.
But Phil also said too, he goes back, he is not a Boston fan. He said, especially that baseball team.
Oh yeah. I'm not a Boston fan.
No.
no, it don't matter.
So game 1, the Warriors were up, correct? And then
They were.
they gave up the lead.
Yeah, 4 by 12.
Okay. Blew them out in game 2. Game 3, I'm trying to think if the Warriors were up. I feel like they were. All right, either way. So I think the Warriors have played much better than the Celtics, even though it's 2-2. Because
Wow.
if you look at that, like the Warriors gave up that lead in the 4th quarter of game 1.
Right.
They should have never lost
Should
that
have never
game.
lost that game.
So if at worst, it should be 3-1,
It should be 3-1.
Mhm.
Right.
right?
Right.
So I think they're just playing better. I mean, I have to go. I mean, I want to go with the Warriors. I'm going to go with the Warriors for game 5. They're just playing. They're playing better,
Right.
and they just, So I don't know. I'm hoping. I'm nervous.
I am too.
We'll see. I mean, it's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a good one. I wanted to bring up the hockey playoffs. And I'm not
bringing it up after the Rangers get eliminated. Huh?
no, just in general. It's nothing to do with the Rangers. I mean, getting eliminated. It's really not.
Yeah,
I know you're a diehard Ranger fan, so
No.
I know you were missing,
Yeah.
but it's amazing how, like, for example, the Lightning are going for their 3rd straight Stanley Cup,
Wow.
which, like, I didn't even realize.
I didn't realize.
And it's amazing how these kind of things get overlooked because of where hockey's at, as far as popularity goes. But when you see like the level right now where they're at with the NHL playoffs,
Right.
it is unbelievable, the quickness of these guys. It's just ridiculous.
You mean as a skate?
Yeah, I mean, like, but then, like, when you see like the elite of the elite in hockey,
Mhm.
it's mind-boggling.
Yeah, I haven't watched. I watched a little bit of the Rangers game, not this last one, but watched a little bit here and there. But I still don't like the sport. I never liked hockey. I've never, and mainly because I've really never ever really watched it. The first time I really watched hockey was, I'll be honest with you, was when the Flyers came back from 3-0 or something.
Oh,
like
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Other than that, I really haven't watched it.
Even though we should be Devils fans, right? Because they're New Jersey.
No, I mean I shouldn't be Devils fans. I mean, you're talking about you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. You should be Devils fans, but the Phillies. I mean, I just like it was a story. Like, they came back in back-to-back series down 3-something.
Yeah,
right?
they did.
They went to the Stanley Cup too, right?
That was the year. Yep.
They just lost, though.
Yeah. They lost to Chicago. Yes.
Yeah.
So, but it's interesting. And
Tony, you're right. He said he could never see the puck.
you remember, it's funny because remember when Fox used to do hockey and they started a thing where they had a red laser attached to the puck to help you follow it.
Oh, really? Okay.
But I thought it was really weird because
yeah.
Have you ever been to a Flyers game?
I haven't.
You gotta go to a Flyers game.
So everybody says going to a hockey game is
It's different.
that's
Way
one
different
sport
than
that
watching
completely changes your perspective.
really
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I have to try it.
You know what used to be? They used to have the Phantoms years ago.
Mhm.
They were the minor league team,
Right.
and that was fun. That was fun to get into.
Oh, you used to get them? Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, wow. Okay.
because but
Okay. So you even like the Philly minor league teams.
I mean, not really.
Did you watch the Philly Soul?
No.
I did.
Yeah, see?
I was not a soul guy.
They trained over there too, right? But they were okay though. They were actually pretty
I mean,
good.
they actually won. I think they won
a
2
couple,
championships.
Yeah. They used to be and we used to see them their office used to be in the Dyfus building over there, Echelon. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I used to see them or whatever. But yeah, all right. So you like the Soul. What about the Kicks?
No.
No, you didn't watch it.
I mean, that's just never got into it.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the Kicks?
That was the soccer team.
soccer
That was
team.
good reference by you to even remember that because I didn't think of it.
Oh yeah, the Philly Kicks.
Yeah.
The indoor soccer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Indoor soccer.
What about
The Union?
the River Sharks?
I used to like the River Sharks.
Did you?
I think it was because it was fun.
Okay.
You know, it was fun. You go there, tickets were like $4. You
You
know,
watched the minor league team.
Yeah.
Okay.
you know, and that was fun. They had also too. They had the Atlantic City Surf. That was cool.
Oh, you was just go down to Atlantic City and watch that?
Yeah, well, my grandparents lived down there, so
Oh, wow.
my grandfather and I would go over and watch the game. It was like 3 minutes from the house.
What about the Trenton Thunder?
Never been there.
Conveniently, they're a Yankee
Yeah.
minor league team.
Yeah, I know they are. So actually, it's amazing. It's amazing
Conveniently.
the guys that have come through Trenton Thunder, Jeter, Judge. They all been through there.
I never forget. I didn't go, but the train. I was coming back from New York on the what's that? The come on, what is that saying? On the New Jersey Transit, packed train, all the way from Penn Station into Trenton, and then the River Line packed because they were all going to see Andy Pettit do his rehab assignment before he came back.
Oh,
I forget what year that was, but it was like, wow, so because sometimes they'll send them down to Trenton, let them pitch or whatever, get warmed up or whatever. So it's a shame though. I thought we should try to go to a little Trenton Thunder game, huh?
I would go.
You would?
Go.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe change my mind.
Oh, let's do.
No, but I mean, Phil made a good point too, though.
Where's the Surf Stadium at?
It's right off the bridge. Like when you take the bridge into,
Atlantic City?
yeah, like right into Ventnor and Atlantic City there. It's on the left-hand side.
You mean the final bridge
Yes.
when you're coming in?
Yes.
Really? I never even noticed
There's a
it.
stadium there.
So,
Wow, I never even noticed it.
yeah,
Huh.
and it was all part of and it was good. I mean, it was another attraction.
Yeah.
And they would, I don't want to say pack the stadium, but they would get a good number of people down
Really?
there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, baseball is that sport that anybody, even if it's minor league, people still go.
Yeah.
It's because if it's a nice day, you go watch a ball game. Your minor league basketball team, I don't see now.
Yeah.
People go, but it ain't like, it's not the same, energy.
Right. I mean,
You
even
know.
like last year when I was down in South Carolina, there was like a single A team.
Okay.
And we went to the game. Great time.
Oh,
Cheap
yeah.
beers, cheap tickets,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but that's just basic, because it's just a good day at the park. you know what I'm
but it's
saying?
something like I said,
Yeah.
with get behind it. So Tony's at the WNBA.
I don't know. I've I've gone, but I think I can get into it now. I've gone when it first started, because the league started 97, right?
I've never been to one.
I did. I went to the Liberty game,
Yeah, I've never been
You know,
either. I watch it on TV all the time, but
but I love the playoffs, and I'm a big Deladon fan. Big. I've seen her drop 50 in a high school game, like you know what I mean, like.
You gotta appreciate what Anescu's doing right now. She's shooting like Steph Curry at the WNBA level.
See, I don't even know who that is. That's what I'm saying. I don't even.
Sabrina.
Yeah.
I don't know who.
She is just pulling up from half court, knocking them down, no problem. Would you rather take $100 bill or go to the WNBA game?
See, it's navigation.
Yes, I was just gonna say.
Navigate.
I would like to go and support the WNBA.
Yeah, that part.
So, like, as a coach, the WNBA is more beneficial to watch than the NBA because the WNBA is more realistic.
Yeah.
Running
They're
plays.
running
Yeah.
plays. They're doing the right things.
Right.
NBA is just entertainment.
Yeah.
Right. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Right. So it depends, Tony. If I feel like being entertained, then I'll probably take the $100. If I need to go sharpen up and want to watch X and O's, I'm going to the WNBA. Navigation, baby. You know what I'm saying? But I tell you one thing, with that point, I'm here saying it. Derek Fisher will never coach in a major league level again. He's done. He was done in the NBA, and now he's done in the WNBA.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah. You know what? I think we brought it up on the last show, but I brought it up again. I want to bring it up again. Did you see Bradley Beal and the way he's coaching the AAU team?
yeah,
And I think that what he was doing, I think we should talk about it. What he's doing for these young players is so good.
Mm-hmm.
And getting that mentality early in their
I don't know.
in their career.
The thing is, the cameras are on. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing. The cameras are on. And, I think I recall, maybe he's maturing, but I think I recall, like, him and Wall used to beef over, like, who taking shots and who's, you know what I mean?
that's what everybody said, but I don't think that
They used to beef over that. That's why.
Yeah, but I
don't know
think-
that to be
but
true.
yeah,
Like,
but-
I don't know him. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I used to hear. They used to beef over shots and whatever. It was almost like the Kyrie and Dion Waiters dynamic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, they
Because
still
Dion
got
would
their
just be
own.
like, yo, Kyrie shot 3 times, so I don't care what the play is. I'm shooting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
They think Derek needs to go down to college and start over.
What, like Camden County?
Maybe Camden County.
Because he's not getting I don't see him getting no D1 job.
No, I mean, I could still. He's still got a name and he's still got a reputation. I mean,
there's no need for him to just coach. Just
Yeah, I think he's done. Yeah.
just go live your life.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's.
think about one of the greatest point guards. And I don't have Showtime, but I want to watch that point guard, New York City point guards. And they talk about Kenny Anderson. Kenny Anderson. I mean, listen, Kenny Anderson was nice, and he's at an HBCU. Not to minimize it, but I'm just saying, like, he's not at a D1. You know what I'm saying? He's at I think a D2 or D3. You know what I'm saying? So and he doesn't really have no experience. So Derek Fisher, who to me can't even put on the same shoes as Kenny Anderson, I don't see you getting a D1 job. But then I could be wrong, though, because we've seen coaches that, they weren't very good basketball players. I mean, well, in my estimation, but of course, everybody that goes to a D1 school and plays college basketball is a good basketball player.
For sure.
Bottom line, you know what I'm saying? Like McNabb. McNabb was a good basketball player.
He was.
You know what I'm saying? Even though he sat the bench at Syracuse, he was a very good basketball player. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Mid-major, I don't like who, Phil? Like what's a mid-major? Rutgers?
That's considered. I mean, you could see him going to maybe a
What's a mid-major? Like Rutgers? Rutgers
like
is
a
mid-major,
Creighton.
right?
No.
Rutgers not even mid-major?
No, Rutgers higher than that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Rutgers is major. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Rutgers Camden.
that's not even right. Like a Creighton.
Creighton's a major.
No, they're considered a mid-major.
Really?
They have a very strong program, but
Kyle Korver?
Like, why would he want to go be a college basketball coach?
Because he wants to coach. Okay, Atlantic 10 school. Okay. St. Joe's. Okay, that's like mid-major.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
I think it's like low major.
High mid-major.
Yeah.
Okay.
But there's no part of the appeal of the NBA, WNBA thing is you're just coaching. That's all you're doing is coaching.
Okay.
When
Yeah.
you're a college coach,
He doesn't want to go through.
you're responsible for so much more.
You're a mentor, a recruiter, or
Everything. You
you
gotta take that call when the call comes in at 2:00 in the morning. You gotta answer it.
He might be okay. I mean, listen. Nobody. I mean, first of all, when the Knicks hired Derek Fisher, I'm like, why?
Right.
Okay, but whatever. Okay. But his career was over before it even got started.
As a coach,
Yes. And that's the sad thing. That's this Derek Fisher's coaching career, the ascension and the descension is tragic.
yeah.
why did he say it was over before it started?
Because once everybody found out that you took a red eye where you were supposed to be in a hotel and then you took a red eye and then got beat up because you was banging. Excuse me, you were sleeping.
Well, so much for navigating.
Sleeping with your ex-teammate's wife.
That's my fault. I knew the answer to the question.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're done. He was done. He will never live that down.
I agree.
And he even tried to, and I didn't even like what you did. He tried to go to the WNBA to say, oh, okay, I'll go over here and try to make a name for myself. Maybe that I can shed that, that label. Nah.
Or was it because he knew he wouldn't hear some shit in the WNBA?
I'm sorry.
Or some stuff.
Yeah, what's
Some stuff.
Gosh.
Jeez.
I know. We're working on navigating.
Seemed like you were upset with it.
Yeah,
That came out of nowhere again. Like, wait a minute, hold up. Does he have? You know him? You know what I'm saying?
Me and Derek have no
I
attachment.
never liked Derek Fisher though. Even as a player, I just
I don't know. I always thought, like I said, he was a nice role player, but I always felt like he thought that he was here and he needed to be a little more humble. Obviously, he was a beneficiary of playing on some very good teams.
Yeah, he can shoot though. I mean, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
But I never liked Derek Fisher. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know why they wouldn't have hired him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, where would the Warriors or the Knicks be if Phil Jackson had got Steve Kerr?
I mean,
You still gotta have the players.
I was just gonna say. I mean, the Knicks would be better,
Players.
absolutely,
Okay.
because Kerr is obviously a very good coach.
Okay.
But you still have better talent on the Warriors by far.
Sure. I got you.
But I mean, we got to give Steve Kerr his credit too. I mean, the way that he's able to handle this roster, and even the other day of sitting down Draymond Green like that, being able to do that, and obviously he has the credentials as a coach and as a player, but
They trust him too.
yeah, and but to be able to have that not pull, but obviously to have the trust of your team and the respect, that just shows how much he's ingrained in that organization, and how much he probably does more than we really believe. So, because people would say, oh, well, if you got Steph and you got Clay and you got these stars, it's easy. But when you have to make those moves, especially, with stars, when you're able to do that, it just shows how good of a coach you really are.
But I will say it's easier to make those decisions than it is to make decisions when you don't have any talent.
Yeah. And at the same time, you're supported by your stars. Like I'm sure Steph and whatnot, supported Kerr in that and was able to kind of help buffer any issues that Draymond may have had with that move.
And Draymond said he didn't have any issues.
Yeah. No, he didn't. He didn't. You have to laugh at Charles and Draymond when they go at each other, man.
Yeah. What you think about, this is an interesting point. And I'm not sure if we're getting approaching that time or whatever, but
Yeah.
what do you guys think about the whole Stephen A. and Draymond thing? And Stephen A. and, you got, the players, kind of neutering the reporters and how they report. What are your thoughts on that? It's like, oh, well, I forget what he said. We call it this. Maybe if anybody's listening, what did Draymond say to Stephen? Or we call you some sincerely yours or something like that. When he was like, the days of you, or those people out there pushing their narratives and this, that, and the third. I don't know I just want to know what people think of that. Because it almost borders other narratives, because there is narratives that media does push, but I don't know if that's in a sports realm. In a life realm, absolutely. In a sports realm, I don't know. And Stephen A. made a good point. He said the same ones complaining be the same ones that be calling me when they need like a little voice and they want that premier voice to like highlight their video or highlight their stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, that's interesting. Like KD and Stephen A. be beefing, but KD wanted Stephen A. to help him change his image. You understand what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Because I actually think that, and it does the athlete, like I'm big on, and you see me highlight that with Chelsea, okay? Where, she she suppressed things very discreetly. You know what I mean? It was very minute, but it's done, it's done strategically. You know what I'm saying? I'm just curious. What do you guys think about that?
I mean, I think we're coming to an age where in sports, a lot of the jobs in sports are becoming, I don't want to say unnecessary or unneeded, but I think the athletes are starting to take things into their own hands. So I agree with you. I think there's definitely always going to be a space for a Stephen A. Smith, a Colin Cowherd, all those guys. But the athletes, Draymond and KD, and they're just speaking for themselves. So after every game, Draymond's not doing media. He's just going on his own podcast.
Right.
And so that way you're not asking me these questions trying to get me to say something so that you can push something. I'm just going to say what I want to say. Now, do I think that's great for the sport? I don't, because I think now guys can, it's just their own agenda as opposed to what the fans may actually want to hear. But I think the athletes are just trying to take control of their own narrative. And some of them, your Kyries, your guys like that, it's not helping them at all.
No. Kyrie said that's the life of a martyr. And that was some time ago.
Yeah.
Not that far along, but he said the life of a martyr. I'm like, wow, like anybody that's been a martyr, they've never complained about the life of a martyr.
Right, because they know that that's their journey.
If you call me a martyr, okay.
Right.
A martyr's just doing what they're supposed to do, right? I'm just doing my job.
They believe in, but
people say, "Oh, well, you're so this, you're so." Yeah, thank you, but I'm just doing my thing. I'm just doing my job. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. So who says the life of a martyr? Like, you're very self-centered.
Exactly. Oh yeah.
You're self-centered.
Well, we know Kyrie's.
So when even when you know what I'm saying, even when you're that athlete like Draymond is, and he's upset at. You're upset about, wait, first of all, listen, your job is you're paid to play, you're paid to do whatever. If you want to talk about something, talk about that. When you waste time talking about other things, it's almost like you're distracted. You have your own agenda or whatever you're trying to do. Just talk about what, you know what I'm saying? That's just kind of to me, you know what, there's a lot of people that say a whole lot of different things about me, right? Anybody can tell you, I always say, I just chase the purpose. I'm just going after the purpose. Like, people going to talk, that means you're doing something right? That means that you got greatness, right? You're doing your thing. People are hating on you. You know what I'm saying? If people are hating on me, I'm like, okay, I'm doing something right. So let me double down on what I'm doing, obviously. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm not going to sit there and talk about how they hating on me. I'm just going to go about my business. So my thing is that just go at your business. You know what I'm saying? Like when you, it's almost like somebody is trying to, you can't neuter people's voices. People are going to speak whether you like it or not. If people are going to not agree with you, people are going to tear you down whether you like it or not. If you want to spend the majority of your time talking about how people are doing, then you're actually becoming self-centered to me and not focused on your purpose. I don't know.
And I think a lot of these, and Draymond, I think, is the prime example. And I think Patrick Beverley was doing the same exact thing. I think it's more, I think for them now, it's more about preparing themselves for their next career.
Right.
And I think they're trying to make a name for themselves in this media space so that when they transition, it's this is who I am. I'm already here. I've already been doing this. I've already made that name for myself in the space. Like Patrick Beverley, when he went on and was going off on Chris Paul and all that, he may believe all that, but I think he was definitely
he's auditioning.
Auditioning for what he was. I think Draymond is doing the same thing, not auditioning because I think he's gonna whatever, but he's this is who I'm going to be in this space.
Right. And even like a JJ Redick's kind of doing a similar
right.
thing.
So I think they're you know, and then you have guys like, and I think JJ Redick, CJ McCollum, those kind of guys who
They're really good, actually.
they're really good at
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And it's not over the top stuff.
Right.
It's just, this is who I am, and
Yeah.
this is what I'm doing to prepare for the next. And now JJ has transitioned seamlessly
Yeah.
into it, and now he's the voice of the players now, so to speak. When he's talking with Skip or whoever, he has that voice, and
Yeah. You know who's really good? Jay Williams. You can say what you want about Jay Williams. Jay Williams is good.
He is good.
He's very good.
He is
You know,
good.
but my thing is, like I said, if you're focused on what you have to do, you're focused on your job, people are going to talk. People are going to say what they have to say. So, you know what I mean? Like, you know, you'll read articles from other people, and then sometimes you'll agree with them. So what are you going to say? Oh, you know what, they're pushing it the right way. Oh, because you agree.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't take away somebody's voice. People have the right to express whatever they want to express, no matter how ignorant and dumb it is. But you know what? If that's your right, that's your right.
So, okay, so let me ask you this, because it makes it good. I wanted to bring this up. So you saw that Jack Del Rio, the Commanders coach, had made some questionable comments
About what? What was the question?
about the January 6th, the insurrection at the White House, and said it was a dust up, blah, 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 minimizing everything that happened.
Yeah, I mean,
And,
yeah.
you know, okay. So you're saying that everyone's entitled to their opinion, right? And entitled to express their voice. So he was expressing his voice, whether you agree with it or not. And then he was fined by the Commanders.
Mhm.
So how does that?
Well, because
Further along the line,
because your point offended people. See, now when you start to offend, now organizations have to do something about
Okay.
it. So it's just like, you know, and not to.
So I agree. I agree with it.
And not to come at him, or not to say anything negative, but you know, I mean, Tony, he just asked an innocent question, right? $100 or a WNBA game, right?
He would get blasted if that was
Not him. How I responded.
right.
If I had responded like, whatever, you know what I'm saying? I could have, that's why I said navigation.
Yeah.
Because somebody could misconstrue what I'm going to say. And then now I offended people. So now when you say, oh, it's a dust up, oh, it's minimizing, it's the same way when people talk about, oh, well, you know what? Listen, and I'm just going to lay it out here, okay? Think about when the coronavirus was just getting started.
That we were all, man.
No. We wasn't. There wasn't a we all. It was some people felt like, you know what? It's not real. It's a distraction. Let's keep it real, right?
Oh, yes.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, people are going to have their opinions, and people are going to have things that they say that, okay, well, that's what I don't think it's intelligent to feel that way, but who am I to say, oh, well, you know, you're not intelligent. Yo, that's what you think? Okay. But that doesn't change what I think. And I'm not trying to force what I think on anybody. That's what you feel? Okay, no problem. You know how many people have conversations about Trump? And they're like, oh, well, this and that. And then I'll bow out.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the point, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they still want to like get me to. I remember this guy in Maryland. He wanted to convince me so bad. He would not leave me alone about how good Ron Paul was. I had never even heard of Ron Paul at the time, but he just wanted to keep drilling it in. I was like, yeah, you know what? I think I might vote for him just to end the conversation. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm not that person, and no, I don't want people to feel like they should have to be that person to force somebody to agree and see things the way you do.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
And just to go back to your original question, everybody's entitled to your opinion. And we say this all the time. You're always entitled to your opinion. You can speak your opinion. You can do whatever you want. However, with your opinion and voicing your opinion, there's consequences.
That was
So,
responsibility.
So you have to make, we always say, you have to make
a
a
choice.
decision.
Yes. And you're right. And when Del Rio said what he said, he let it be known what, like you said, you know, what his feelings and were. And, you know, he has this responsibility.
And
You're
like
100%
when we were
right.
talking about the social justice, a lot of that stuff, it was like, do I take a stand and risk losing something, or do I just have to kind of play it cool and support my
Right.
family or whatever. You got to make a decision. So when he made his decision to, I'm going to speak up on this, that's fine. You're 100% entitled to that. You can do that. But you also have to take whatever consequences come with it. So
At the end of the day, because there's some people that'll get behind something and they're not really behind it. There's some people that be like, oh, this is wrong, blah, blah. And they're just saying that because it's politically correct to say.
Right.
oh, for sure.
So you don't really know what anybody is. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, everybody has opinions. Let me just give you an example. Somebody said, oh, well, I believe in this and I believe in that and I believe in that. I was like, oh my gosh, this is great. I believe in this. This is what I want to do. I said, oh my gosh, this is great. Hey, listen, tell me how, since you believe in this and you in a position to make changes and make change, tell me how it's been working over there since you've been there 20 years. Oh, well, no, we didn't do that. Oh, okay. See, my grandmother used to say it. She used to say, you're gum beating. You just beating your gums. You're just beating gums. You're just talking. You don't really believe it. You're just talking. You know what I'm saying? And there's a difference between that. You know what I'm saying? So to me, I feel like, again, you know what? If you want to, you know who handles themselves well? LeBron. I think LeBron handles himself well.
I agree.
That's why I'm like, yo, it's people debate KD, LeBron. They're not even the same
I think it's two different
conversation.
levels. Well, because KD is always the poor KD, and with LeBron, yeah, he does speak up and say things sometimes, but he's just kind of speaking the truth. When he says, even like, when he talks about everyone getting on him, and it's like, yo, like, look at what I've done. And it's okay sometimes when you've done what you did, how long as you did, for you to say, listen, put some respect on my name, like, stop. And that's pretty much what LeBron does. But he's done enough for a long period of time to, I think, have earned that right.
And he doesn't speak out on everything.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
He speaks on things that he's, one, educated about.
Right.
Yes.
And two, that he feels that he can impact.
Right.
And there's been plenty of things that have happened that we haven't heard anything from LeBron. And that's okay. Like,
That's okay.
It's okay. But he's not out here just trying to yell and scream about every single thing that's going on. When something goes on that either affects him personally or something that he can help change, he gets involved.
Yeah,
That's
right.
it.
And even all, like I said, because he's done so much on the court, so much off the court, like, he's earned that right to at times be able to say, hey, wait a minute, this is my thoughts on this topic, whether you like it or not.
Like it or not.
So,
and that's the thing. To me, it's like, you're going to always, I'm always mindful about what I say, but I'm also going to say what I need to say, but I'm going to be very, 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 very strategic and methodical in how I say it.
Yeah.
That's the main thing.
Yep.
I not saying I'm that way, but I love The Godfather. I'm a big Godfather fan, and I love the way that they handled different situations, not emotionally, it was just more strategic, methodical. And that, to me, I feel is the way that you'll garner more success.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch The Godfathers.
That's a shame.
I'm gonna go. Like, I know I've seen, but I can't tell you that like I really have truly sat down and enjoyed it.
Yeah, I actually, I'm actually making a requirement for my interns. And I'm sure Zaria is not watching, but I told Zaria. She said, well, I know The Godfather. And I'm like, oh, that's cool, but you only know like one.
You should do a book report?
She has to watch it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's strategic. There's so many lessons in there.
Well, that was kind of like, I was at Goodfellas. Goodfellas has a lot of good.
I have some lessons, but it's not like The Godfather.
All right, I'm going to go back. I'm going to do that as my own homework assignment for the next show.
Yes.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
You're going to really do it?
I'm going to watch The Godfather 1 and 2.
Okay.
Yeah. Or how many? Is it 3? Right?
It's 3.
3. Okay.
3. When I talk about this, it's a sad thing when I talk about The Godfather because I really talk about 1 and 2.
If you're gonna watch them, you gotta watch them though.
Yeah.
That's true. I still need to watch. I watched 3.
Get 1 and 2 in.
I've watched 3, but because I love 1 and 2, it makes 3 suspect.
Okay.
Even if 3 is really good, so I need to watch 3 again.
Well, it's a good rainy day. I might have to get in a movie, Godfather.
Godfather 1 and 2 is the best.
So
yeah, the best movies of all time.
Okay.
I think.
Is that's your pick for best movie of all time?
I'd say probably 2. is the best movie of all time.
Okay. Ooh.
And then 1 is probably right behind it.
I don't have an answer for this question. I'm not
Okay.
I'm not educated in my movies enough to.
I mean, I wouldn't. I mean, I always go with Shawshank Redemption. That's my number.
Great
one.
movie.
That's my number one.
It's a great movie.
Yes.
Godfather's even greater.
Okay. All right.
Main lessons. Andy Dufresne is a lot of lessons.
I love
in that,
Andy.
right?
I
You know what I'm
love
saying?
Andy. Yes.
But no.
Okay.
No.
All right. Well, listen. I know. With that said, we got a great show today. A lot of good topics. Got crossed a lot of with baseball, basketball, hockey. We even got some Philadelphia Kicks in there today.
Yes.
So, but with that said, we'll always get into our.
We should. We should start talking about. It's not sport, but no, I don't know. Y'all know what's going on. Somebody put me on. Slow Jam put me on to it. It's, the Steve Harvey daughter and Michael B. Jordan.
Oh, man.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
See, yeah, you know what I mean. That's an interesting topic too, but we won't go there.
That's definitely for that's like an August.
That's like a
7th.
Right.
That's funny. The August 7th show. So, our final thoughts as usual.
You go first.
All right, I'll lead it off. I mean, listen, we'll see how the weather holds out today. Obviously, I'm going to be rooting for the big number 10. I said that the series ends or the streak ends today, and regardless, I had a conversation yesterday with buddies of mine. And they said, how long? Well, actually, they said, how many? What's going to be more, the Eagles win total or the Phillies win streak total? That was one of the questions that was asked. And I said, well, I think that the win streak's going to end at 9. So even if they play today, I think they're going to lose. Okay. So my buddy said he's going to go with 10. So I'm excited to see what happens today.
Okay.
And that's right now. It's baseball season in my eyes, and just keep watching, and
got you.
That's about it.
It's good.
Yeah,
good
I know
stuff.
you guys are excited about the end of the school year.
Oh yeah. Listen, man, this is the last week. Shit, and it's a heck of a week too. I mean, it's a heck of a week. It's going to be something else, especially Wednesday, Thursday. It's Wednesday and Thursday. Okay, because Wednesday board meeting, Thursday, scholarship. So it's like 2 days in a row with a suit on. You know what I'm saying? Grades. It's going to be busy. So I got to get some sleep tonight.
Okay. All right.
But I will say that, plus, I probably put this on me too, but I'm looking forward to like a summer reset. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
So those are my final thoughts. And let's go Warriors.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, and I was going to ask for your Game 5 pick.
Let's go Warriors.
Okay. Coach?
I will take the Warriors in Game 5 also. Not a whole lot going on. End of school year, I got three and a half more days left. 3.5 more days too many, but that's okay. We're just gonna keep going. The hard part is when, like, as a teacher, when you turn, and I teach phys ed, so it's not even that serious. When you turn your grades in, it's like, what are we still doing here?
Right.
And the worst
That's
part,
it.
and talking to the math teacher, the English teachers, the elementary school teachers, the kids know when the grades are in.
Right.
So they know, okay, I don't do anything.
Right. I'm good.
I'm done.
Right. I'm done.
I'm not doing that.
Right.
So it's like, it's tough, man. It's tough. And you can just see the behaviors start to change.
Oh yeah.
And nobody wants to deal with that.
Yeah.
So, like, he did this.
Right.
All right, just go. Just
Go. That's no
ahead.
problem.
We'll deal with it, whatever. But no, all's good, man. All's good.
Good. So, well, like I said, listen, with that said, I got to give a shout out. The Oklahoma women's College World Series softball team, they were just ridiculous.
You watched them?
It's funny. I didn't watch. I can't say I did.
Okay.
But I know they were playing Texas in the final. Oklahoma ended up winning, but they were just, unbelievable. Shout out to them. What is her name? Jocelyn Alo was just an unbelievable 122 career home runs. Like, what she did at the plate was just unbelievable. So shout out to her and Oklahoma women's softball team.
So on that note, real quick, Haddon Heights girl softball
Yes,
team.
that's right.
Okay. They have a freshman pitcher
Okay.
she'll be at Oklahoma, she'll be at Arizona, she'll be at one of those schools in 4 years. She is, I mean, you talk about lights out. Carried them to win the tournament champions. And I think it was in the semifinal game, struck out 20 of 21 batters.
Wow.
Like, it's ridiculous.
And shout out their coach, Michelle Hastings. She's awesome. I actually knew her as a player when she was younger, and her husband, Ray, I got a chance to play ball with.
Okay.
So they're just a family of baseball and softball. Shout out to them. So, all right. Well, listen, with that said, once again, we appreciate all the support we've been getting on social media, on Instagram and whatnot. We've been getting a lot of support. We appreciate all the followers.
Shout out to, Front Runner.
Yep. Front Runner, New Jersey.
Yeah, Front Runner, New Jersey. It definitely looks like we're going to be, coming together with partnership and stuff like that. So we look forward to that. Just looking forward to, kind of expanding some things as well, too, man.
I think this will be a big summer for the show, and we're excited about that.
Absolutely.
Well, listen, for Jason Bryce, Marcus Bullock, and once again, I'm your host, Randy Dutkin. Appreciate you watching Let's Get It, and we'll catch you next time.